Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to Africa Scotland Business Network. I've got the absolute honour of having a chat with Margie Whitten. She is from our member company, IDU. It's a budgeting software that was born right here in South Africa and has a footprint all over Africa and increasingly the world. And in light of South African Women's Month, or rather it was a day, but what women do, we turn days right into months. So in honour of South African Women's Month, we will be bringing some of our female business leaders to the fore, and rightly so. And I look forward to having a great discussion about Margie and her role, not just in South Africa, but as Chief Revenue Officer and Head of Africa for IDU. So Margie, do you want to talk a little bit more about your role in IDU?
Okay, so I fill the role of Chief Revenue Officer, or CRO, really just heading up sales for the company. But I'm incredibly passionate about our product and obviously understand the product from a great technical perspective. So we implement budgeting, forecasting, and management reporting solutions into smaller, medium, and larger organizations across a variety of industry sectors. So from banking and education to agriculture, mining, logistics, and financial services, and that list goes on and on. So we've made such a positive impact for so many companies over the years. I've been with the company for 23 years, and in my role, we've just been able to make so much difference to companies in terms of improving their processes. And this, along with our dedicated team that brings our solutions to life, is what drives my enthusiasm and my passion for our product and for our customers.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. I can't help but notice you've been at IDU for 23 years. And I know this wasn't a pre-planned question, but we do get to be a little bit edgy at ASBN. What is the secret to that? What is the secret to a company being able to retain such quality staff for over 2 decades?
I think there are two reasons in the case of IDU. Is number one, we have a fantastic product, and that is definitely one of the main drivers. But I think the second reason is certainly our leadership. You know, the company is still led by the founding members, and they have as much passion for our people, our customers, and our products as the rest of the team do. And I've been with the company for 23 years, but that's not unique. We have a lot of people that have been part of us for a long time. We're stayers. We've got blue blood running through our veins. Our logo is obviously blue, which is where the blue comes from. But we're very much a family company, even though we've grown from a small organization into being quite a lot larger now. That same passion flows throughout the company, through all the people that are with us, and is just awesome and has certainly led to our success.
Oh, that's absolutely incredible. We might need to talk to Kevin Phillips, the CEO, about what his secrets in leadership are. Maybe he can come into our team and consult us.
That's a really good idea.
So Maggie, I'd love to kind of home in on your African footprint. You've grown phenomenally into the continent of Africa. Do you want to maybe talk about some of the markets that you operate in and how you even got into those markets in the first place?
Okay, so obviously the diversity in Africa has offered us a remarkable opportunity, and we've achieved great success. Obviously in South Africa, because we're based here, but Zambia, Kenya, Malawi, Mauritius, Seychelles, Botswana, Namibia, Lesotho, Eswatini, Mozambique, and Somaliland. So in terms of us breaking into those markets, a lot has just been through connecting via making calls to companies. We also work through a partner network where we've got partners in country, and they've then introduced us to their clients.
Fantastic. And talking of your clients, Margie, can you give us maybe an example or a case study of how IDU has impacted one of your clients in Africa?
One of the great things about our solution is that once we've completed implementations, our clients are able to take complete ownership of the system. So we typically replace spreadsheet budgeting and spreadsheet reporting in organizations. But as they switch from spreadsheets into using IDU Concept, our clients, obviously the finance team in terms of the exposure to the system, don't lose their independence and they don't lose control of that process. So they're still able to make changes, but then also benefit from everything that the system delivers in terms of reducing the time frame that it takes to budget, allowing them to have consolidated values at their fingertips for analysis, and they can spend a lot more time analyzing data rather than being spreadsheet jockeys and crunching spreadsheets together. So this results in success stories probably from nearly every single one of our customers. And we've got a very diverse client base, as I said, going from banking, mining, logistics services, etc., etc. So I think probably the easiest thing to do is if I just read off a comment that we've got from one of our customers. Otherwise, I'll keep you here all day. So I've got something here. Let's have a look. This is one of our hospital groups that use the system. And their CFO has said that implementing IDU Concept has been a game changer for our budgeting and reporting processes. The system has provided us with tools and functionality that we need to streamline our financial management across the group. And we are now able to make informed decisions, drive cost efficiency without compromising patient care. Based on our positive experience, I wholeheartedly recommend IDU to other healthcare providers. So that makes us really happy when we get that kind of feedback from our customers, and we get a lot of it, which is really great. And I think going back to why we're so passionate about the company, making a difference is what makes us passionate, and we're able to see that quite quickly. Once we implement the system, within a couple of months we are able to see the benefits that customers get from using the system.
Absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to go back to your life traveling around Africa. I know you're very passionate about Africa as a continent, as well as South Africa, where you stay in Johannesburg. Now, there is a certain narrative, particularly as women, that it could be slightly dangerous or daunting traveling as a female in business around Africa. But in my experience, Margie, I mean, we've just been discussing, I'm just back from Zambia, and I had the most amazing, peaceful, calm experience, even when I'm on my own. Now, can you maybe talk about your experiences up into Africa and maybe share a funny story, if you like, about...
So, Claire, traveling solo as a woman has never, ever been a worry for me. I've been lucky enough to visit almost all the countries where we have customers based in Africa. And these trips have not only been great for business, but have also given me personally the ability to fully embrace the different cultures and traditions that are available in all that are there in all these different countries. And I've always been warmly welcomed by our customers. And typically when I land, much to the horror of everyone, because Uber isn't quite there, so you can't leave the airport and, hail your Uber and off you go. So I go out, I leave the airport, and I sort of get a feel for the taxi drivers that are all waiting there to welcome you. And 9 times out of 10, I found a taxi driver who has ended up being my driver for the whole trip. So then I'll tell them that these are what my plans are, and they fetch me from the hotel and take me to where I need to go. And this has just been an incredible experience because I've shared the stories of these drivers, and they've given me a glimpse into the daily lives and the diverse cultures of these different countries. And we've gone off the beaten track sometimes so that they can show me interesting things, and which has been absolutely incredible. Sometimes it's been in a bit, the cars have been a bit ropey, but I've always come home safely and with having interesting experiences. I think one of my most memorable trips, just because of the nature of where I went, was when I went to Somaliland. So Somaliland is an autonomous region of Somalia, and they have achieved a sense of stability and self-governance, but the country's not recognized by, or the country doesn't have any international recognition, which does present challenges. So when I let my husband know that I was off to Somaliland, he was absolutely horrified. And it turned out to be the most incredible experience. And it made me realize, number one, just how much I take for granted, because I was exposed to great opportunities from a business perspective, but just seeing how the people live there, how there's no water, the conditions that they live on was eye-opening. And the funniest thing there was goats that just run around the streets absolutely everywhere. There are hundreds and hundreds of goats that just, they make their own rules around traffic, and they go everywhere. And every single goat has got its telephone number spray painted on the side of its coat, so that obviously if the goat doesn't come home safely, someone can phone and let them know that they have their goat. So it's quite high-tech goat tracking in Somaliland. I've had loads of funny experiences, which just, I should probably write a book, but just always so warmly welcomed by the local people. And that's why, one of the reasons why I am so passionate about traveling to Africa.
Oh, that's lovely, Margie. Yeah, that's one of the things that we aim to do at ASBN, is to debunk the narrative that Africa is this constantly chaotic and daunting place, and rather reverse that and bring the positive stories from people within our network to the fore, to create a much more positive narrative about Africa and doing business here. And just like you've said, you know, Africa, you have a great software, but at the same time, you can see innovation happening on a grassroots level, where people spray the phone numbers onto their livestock. You know, Africa is never short of ideas, and it's never short of innovation. And I guess IDU is definitely testament to that. Margie, thanks so much for taking the time for ASBN today. It's been absolutely brilliant to have you with us. The IDU website will appear below me on the screen. Please connect with the company, and we'll be sure to share Margie's details on our LinkedIn page when we post this edited video. Margie, thanks very much.
Oh, it's my great pleasure. Thank you, Claire, and thank you for everything that you are all doing as ASBN. It's fantastic. Thank you.